Guys, I don't know what to tell you, but if you're not watching this series, you're missing out. It is incredible, and I don't even know where to start. There are so many interesting characters. There's so many interesting alliances that are forming on day one. And I just think that we are going to be in for a treat this season. I think there's a lot of interesting little things that are happening. The challenges are fun. The housemates are exciting. There's already tension between people, and they've only been in there 3 days. Guys, you're missing out if you're not watching this series. So, I just wanted to say thank you guys for the support on the first video. Not as, sort of big a start as I wanted it to be. I really hope that you guys are enjoying it, because if you keep enjoying it and keep engaging with it and watching it, then I will keep making these videos. I don't really want to be pouring my time and effort into something that you guys aren't wanting, so please give me some feedback. If you're not enjoying it, let me know. If you are loving it, please give me that support as well, just so that I know what to do with this channel. I'm struggling a little bit now that Big Brother's over. I've got some other projects in the pipeline, but we just got to see what works. But let's get straight into this episode. And the episode started with the cast basically just meeting each other for the first time and engaging with each other. We had the mini games in episode 1, and now we've got the dramatic sort of talking, who's going to be friends with who, all of this stuff going on. The big twist at the end of the previous episode was that Cirie, I'm so sorry for saying Cersei last time, it is Cirie, and Cirie, who is an ex-Survivor contestant, 4 times, bear in mind, was going to be playing the game of Big Brother with everyone else, which is crazy. It's the equivalent of having a celebrity join the house, essentially. And not only are they a celebrity, but they are a person who is a game player and whose strategy has been broadcast to the nation, not once, not twice, but 4 times. You couldn't see the 4, but it's there. So her presence on this series is crazy for a number of reasons. Not only because she's well known, but because her son is playing along as well. And they are trying to keep that as quiet as possible for as long as possible, which is such an interesting little added twist to the mix. However, Izzy straight away clocked it and knew that that was Cirie's son, because obviously she follows her on social media and knows that Jared is one of her sons. So Izzy pulled Jared aside and went, look, I know that's your mum, but I won't say anything as long as we have a secret alliance. So already they've just met each other and an alliance has formed, not only with Jared and Izzy, but with Cirie as well. Cirie feels like she can trust Izzy because Izzy has essentially said, look, I will keep your secret if you keep me safe, which is a fair deal, I think. This game is all about the weakest link being taken out of the game. If you don't have the support in the game, you're out of here, you're gone. So you've got to make sure that you have that support system very early on, otherwise you could be the next person out of that door. Speaking about Cirie, she's getting a little bit worried about Jared, mostly because she's very, very worried that Jared is up for nomination. And in order for them to effectively dominate the house, he cannot be up for nomination. He needs to be saved. So already they're talking strategy, him and like Jared and Cirie. And I think it's very, very interesting because they can do it under the guise of, oh, we're just housemates. But really, they're doing it on a mother-son level, which is immediately you've got like an unbreakable alliance. There's no way Jared's going to go against his mum, and there's no way Cirie is going to go against her son. So there's gonna be some conflict later down the line when one of them is forced to choose the other, I guess. Yeah, there was a really nice scene between Jag and Riley. They were were they playing catch with each other? I can't remember, but they were having a conversation and it seemed like a really nice dynamic. I thought Riley told us that they were juggling, that's what they were doing, so she can juggle, and she also loves peanut butter, which if you haven't watched the American version before, they love to put peanut butter and jam as punishments. So I don't know whether they've done that recently, but they did it definitely when it was first airing. But yeah, they seem like nice people, Jag and Riley. I haven't really got anything else to say against them. We also saw Cameron and Red forming a little bit of a bond over the fact that they're both Southern people. Red said something about, you discover a lot about... Wait, what was the quote? The more you discover about who you ain't, the more you discover about who you are. And when he was saying that, I was like, huh... But it actually makes a lot of sense, and I thought that was quite a wise statement from him. Also, he told us that he has delivered every single one of his children, which is wild. Like, that's crazy. He's had 3 kids, and he's delivered all 3 of them. So, whilst the house were getting to know each other, Corey came back from the abyss. And what did they call it? The Nether Realm, or the I can't remember what they called it. They called it something weird. And he essentially delivered a message that the next person to go there might not be so lucky. And I was like, oh, that's a bit scary. But he's still up for nomination, and he got to know everyone, which was nice. I have a feeling that the sort of multiverse twist in this series is gonna be very, very interesting, purely because it's looking like every single episode there's going to be multiple things that are just going to be popping up. We saw that a couple of times throughout this episode as well. We also learnt that Matt has some eyes for Riley. He's eyeing her up. He's thinking, yeah, that is a bit of me. He also did reveal that he is deaf, which I thought was interesting. I guess it makes sense, because otherwise people are going to think that you're ignoring them when actually you just genuinely can't hear them. So I guess that's a fair point to add. Hisam has a really weird laugh, like to the point where I was like, is he putting that on? Because it was like, ha 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 ha, and I was like, oh my god, what do you mean that is your laugh? Excuse me, sir, that is not a laugh. That is scary, that is. So, another interesting thing about the American version of Big Brother is that they have these things called have-nots. And essentially, the have-nots have to sleep on uncomfortable beds, and they have to eat slop for the entire week, which is not fun. Fortunately, Luke, Matt, Jared, and that's not the list at all. Fortunately, Hisam, Corey, Jared, and Luke volunteered basically to be the first have-nots of the series. And when they went into the Humillaverse bedroom, there was 4 beds in there. One of the beds was on strings, so it didn't look particularly stable. One of them was a giant, like, plastic cheese. One of them was a giant plastic hot dog. And the other one was a dog bed, which, I'm not going to lie, if I was put in that room, I'm getting the dog bed. Fuck the rest of you, I'm getting the dog bed, because the dog bed looked comfortable. Like, really comfortable. But also, there was the added twist of whenever anybody wants to exit the Humillaverse bedroom, they have to spin a wheel and kick themselves using like one of those kicking machines from the previous episode in order to get out. So like everybody had to kick themselves before they left the bedroom, which was so funny. And I'm not going to lie, that would really piss me off. I think I'd forget to do it more times than I would actually do it, which is crazy. They'd probably get punished if they didn't do it. But oh my God, that's still so funny. So knowing that she's up for nomination, Kirsten decided to do some alliance building. And this actually ended up backfiring for her because people are starting to not trust her as much as they did. So she was talking to, I think it was Jared, Matt, Luke, and Riley. The 5 of them were in the gym. And they were talking about a potential like gym sesh group, and then it turned into an alliance talk. And they were essentially called the Phalanx 5. I do not have a clue what that name meant. Luke came up with it. He gave some weird definition for it and then was like, yeah, we'll call ourselves the Phalanx 5. But like, it seems like Riley and Jared, who are part of that group, don't necessarily feel like they should be a part of it. And they don't feel like it's a genuine alliance as of yet. But Kirsten very much does. And then Kirsten started talking to Sari and Felicia. Not Felicia. Felicia? Is it Felicia? Fuck, I always forget. Felicia. Yeah, Felicia. About a potential alliance between them in order to make sure that they both got, like, they, I don't know, they protected themselves or something. But obviously, this backfired for Kirsten because Jared's gone back to Sari and gone, hey, yo, Kirsten's tried to make an alliance with us. And Sari's gone, huh, she's just done the same thing with me and Felicia. And then Sari's gone and told Felicia, and now Felicia don't trust Kirsten. So essentially, there's a lot of mistrust around Kirsten right now because not only is she trying to build alliances early, but she's building conflicting alliances early, and that is going to prove to be her downfall, I reckon. So it's time for the head of household competition, and today we are competing in Crash Course in Comics. I gotta say, the American version does do challenges really, really well. I think that's the best thing. One of the best things about the show is how much effort they put into their challenges. The British version is very sort of bad when it comes to tasks and challenges because there's not a lot of effort put into them, because I mean, I don't actually know why. They could put a lot of effort into it, but with the American version, it's renowned for its challenges, like that people look forward to certain challenges turning up each season. So this one was a balance beam competition where essentially they had to walk on balance beams. There were different colours representing different widths and different difficulties, and they had to avoid swinging bam and pow signs in order to get to the end and hit the buzzer. The quickest person would end up with the HOH title, which is important. They told us that the head of household this week gets to take 2 nominees down from eviction, leaving only 2 up there, which I gotta be honest is a huge power for week 1. So the nominees were not able to compete because obviously they are nominated, but the rest of the house did. Blue went first and she got smacked about by them signs about twice, maybe even 3 times, and it was genuinely a bit crazy at times. I was very worried for her. It looked like she smacked her head once, but I think she's fine. She took 1 minute 36 to make it to the end of the course, which was a pretty abysmal timing, I won't lie. Cameron was up next and he ended up getting 53 seconds. Red lost out on trying to get there very quick and ended up with 50 seconds, so he was actually in lead. Then America came in, wasn't able to make it very far. Heisem came in, 22 seconds he got. Bowie Jane came in, didn't get it, lost. Then Riley came in and managed to smash the course in 16 seconds, which is wild. Like, genuinely crazy. Everybody else was taking minutes to complete it. That's wild. And then the rest of the housemates weren't able to beat her. So Riley is now our first head of household for the series. And she has the difficult decision of choosing who gets nominated and who is saved from nominations. So immediately, everyone's rushing to Riley to talk to them. Apart from Kirsten, actually. I don't remember her having a conversation with Kirsten. But Felicia and Jared went to go talk to her, and they both warned her about Kirsten's alliance building with other people. And I think that really got Riley's guard up, because she was like, hang on a minute, you're meant to be in an alliance with me, but you're also making alliances with other people in order to cover your back. That's not good, and that's someone I can't trust. And so essentially it looked to me as if she would take down Jared and Felicia because they were people that she could trust. However, we all forgot that Corey is a world-winning, I don't know if he's world-winning, but he's an award-winning public speaker, and he is persuasive. And he actually delivered a very, very good case to Riley. He's basically bartering and saying, if I'm ever in that position, you're never going up. You're never, ever touching the stand if I am in charge. And I think that's fair. I think that's a fair promise to make, especially early in the game, because if it gets you off the block, then you'd be silly not to say something like that. And so essentially it came down to Jared was safe regardless because I think Riley likes him. Riley also spoke to Cirie, and Cirie sort of backed up the claims about Kirsten as well. And it was very interesting to see the decision making, because until she announced it, I genuinely didn't know whether she was going to choose Corey or Felicia to save. And when Kirsten's your target for the week, who do you put up as your pawn? Who do you put up as the person that people aren't going to vote for? And when she came out and she said, I've chosen Jared and Corey to save, leaving Kirsten and Felicia up on the stand, I gotta say, I think that was the correct decision to make. If you'd have left Jared or if you'd have left Corey up there, you could have run the risk of them going home because people see potential in them. But everybody seems to love Felicia at the moment. So there doesn't seem to be any reason to get rid of her. Sorry, my brain just froze there. Doesn't seem to be any reason to get rid of her. Whereas a lot of people are starting to turn on Kirsten. And that is starting to be a little bit problematic for her. She seemed blindsided and she didn't expect Riley to leave her up for nominations. But it looks like the nominees for this week will be Felicia and Kirsten. And the only thing that can change that is the veto competition in the next episode. So thank you guys very, very much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe. Just do all that YouTube stuff that you guys do so well. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I'm doing my best to sort of recap all the drama and the gossip and the sort of explosions that happen within the house, because this is a very, very interesting show and it thrives on the sort of drama and gameplay elements of the show. So thank you guys very, very much for watching. I will see you guys later. Keep on ranting. Bye now.